Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you all had a great week of trading and investing this week. It was a volatile week, which was fun for traders. Hopefully you were on the right side of it. Obviously we had a great uproar in markets at the start of the week across major of the indices. The FTSE 250 in the UK, DAX in Europe, Germany, and in the US, the S&P, Dow, and the Nasdaq. Obviously the week did end quite poorly. So hopefully you did catch some profit at the start of the week. If not, not to worry. Next week is another week we live to fight. So today's video is going to be a little bit on what stocks I'm sort of looking to buy after Brexit. Obviously Brexit is not a short process. It's going to take a while, but the idea of what companies to look at, that valuations wise, it gives me really attractive, and where to sort of capitalize on. So let's start with a bit of financials first. I believe financial companies are going to have obviously a tough time straight after Brexit, but in the longevity they're going to be fine, they're going to be great, especially I'm talking about the UK banks, by the way, not Europe. I'm definitely not touching those with a 10-foot pole like Deutsche Bank or Credit Suisse. So a company like Standard Chartered, it's a UK bank, but it does have most of its operations in emerging market countries and overseas in places like even the US. But they focus on EM, which is something that I quite like, even though the share price is currently not doing the great, the great that it has been 14-15 pounds in previous years, but for the last couple of years it's been stuck around the $4 to £8 price target. But nevertheless, I think this company is actually going through major structural changes. There was a new CEO hired about a couple of years ago called Bill Winters. He used to work at JP Morgan. He is doing a good job in my opinion in turning around the bank. It does take time, it's not a straightforward process, but as an investor I think this is a company where they've started paying a small amount of dividends, but I would get in terms of lower, they've got low valuations. But again, I'm not saying to get it now because I'm still waiting for better valuations, but the valuation today it's quite attractive. But yeah, so UK banks is definitely something that's really attracting to me, because I believe the UK will become more prosperous and better outside of EU, European Union. So in my opinion the banks will thrive because they're cyclical. So i.e. when the economy does good, bank stocks generally do good, and when the economy does bad, bank stocks generally do bad. So in the immediate aftermath, of course the banks are going to get hit, but in terms of longer term growth, I think this UK banks have a good chance to make a lot of money for some people. So that's all the financials that I'm looking at. Ones that are either UK predominantly, so Barclays could be another one, and companies like Standard Chartered, which are in the UK but do a lot of work in EM countries, which is important to me as well, because I like the work that they're doing there, and I see the countries growing, and that will obviously help the banking system. So that's for the financials. There are other companies like consumer discretionary. So this is a company that was obviously short prior to earnings, made good money out of it. I'm not buying this now, just to clear things up for people looking. I'm still not buying it at the moment because the company itself is a consumer discretionary company. So those of you that do know about it, they sell clothes online basically, and obviously when the economy does do bad, it does make a toll and affect consumer discretionary companies such as Boohoo, ASOS, and stuff like that. So it's a good time for me to stay away from these companies at the moment, but also keep an eye on them on the watch list, so to when things do start taking a big turn and valuation just become incredibly cheap. That would be something that I would look to get into at that point, and sort of hold it for a longer term and make some good money out of it. Because again, recession is cyclical. It comes and goes. You'll have a period where it's down, might be for a couple of years, might be for even 6-8 months, but then you'll have periods where it starts to recover and get growth, and that's also driven by the central banks. So that's what they're here to do. So that's why you should never panic too much when we do go through a recession. Obviously things are tough, but you look at opportunities that you can find rather than problems you can find. So companies like consumer discretionary companies like Boohoo would end up thriving a lot afterwards. So in terms of valuation, as cheap as I could get, I'm obviously waiting for a big massive downturn in the share price, and then I'll snap some up. But yeah, These are just a couple of examples. There's obviously a lot more companies that you look at, but I'm looking at sort of consumer discretionary mainly and financials. I'm sort of staying away from house builders. I am actually short house builders currently, places like Berkeley Home and stuff. The reason mainly being is because of the Help to Buy scheme that they have in the UK. That's sort of keeping these companies afloat at the moment, whereas otherwise they would be in a big doldrum at the moment currently as well. But as a recessionary moment happen, it would be a lot worse because again, less people in employment, and the customers that they target is 50% of millenniums. And obviously, if they're out of jobs, and as you know, people that are graduating nowadays still not finding jobs and finding a couple of years, just finding internships if you will, and they're not even paying them. So getting on the property ladder is quite tough for people. And if you're 50% of business from Help to Buy customers, then you're clearly under big problem if that starts to take a turn, because that's a big chunk of your business. So I am short the house builders, and I'm not looking to ever get long them anytime soon. Even after Brexit, I'll have to probably revisit them and see. But yeah, those are the sort of the main sectors and the main companies I'm sort of looking at. Let me know what you guys think about Brexit. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what you guys want to see next. Bye.